Alright guys, today's video, like I said yesterday at the end of that video, might not make it to the shop today. We're not going to. So, we were going to be changing the oil on the wife's car and then spending the rest of the day, you know, doing truck things. The weather has chosen differently. So it's like super gloom and doom out here, off and on rain all day, which sucks because everything's all muddy and wet. And we got our shopping done this morning. We did get parts for the Camaro. It's just a couple power lugs for the new power cable. But what we're gonna do is yank stumps. So got the jump box here, and we're gonna head to the other side of the property and do a little yard work. So the good thing about water being on the ground is that the ground, it gets soft, which makes the stumps come out early easier. The bad part about water on the ground is that the ground becomes soft, and all the trucks we use just dig in. So, new set of battles, but overheating's not one of them. See if we can't get the bed to drain here. Oh yeah, there we go. Drain your beds, folks. Drain your beds. It'll keep rust from happening. Granted, I'm just gonna be putting more dirt and stuff like this back in there. But whenever you can, clear these little drain holes, and the bed of your truck will last another 30 years. So that truck's already 30 years old, ain't got a speck of rust on her, and I live in the far south. So the goal today is to go back to where we were working a couple weeks ago. Again, weather permitting, we're gonna try to make this pile that big all the way over here. So we burn twice a year. That's not for any weird reason other than this stuff takes forever to dry out. This rain ain't helping nothing. But we make a pile here, and then we've got a spot over here that's a little bit bald, right in there. And we'll make another pile there. But I usually just cheat and pull from here and just pull it over. We burn twice a year because it takes that long to dry out. So this stuff will burn in spring, and then we'll pull some stuff through the summer. We'll burn that at the beginning of fall, and so on and so forth. So we'll be back in the shop 100% Monday after work. Tomorrow, most likely. I haven't gotten the official word, but last I was talking to Justin, the owner of the shop, was we will probably be coming in Monday, or Sunday, sorry, to go ahead and load the toolboxes into the shop and get them ready to roll for Monday so we can hit the ground running. So tomorrow's a scheduled bust work day. So, well, we picked a really good time to start doing this. All right, well, the coffee's on, so let's get the coffee. I'll grab the truck. Do you want to ride over there, or do you want to? All right, I'm gonna move truck number 2 into position. So here's what we're starting with. I think we're gonna start by trying to get some of those cut down over there and sort of work our way this way. When we get to, this area cleaned out, and we get to there, we're actually going to turn around and start going across the property. And in that way, the hope is that we start on one side and clear our way to the others. side. At least that's how it's gonna go. If history has any indication, no, absolutely not. But we're gonna try. That's the plan. Gonna get some straps laid out and get to work. This rain needs to chill out, man. This rain's gonna make things interesting, isn't it? Alright, well, we're gonna get done what we can anyway. With the rain, I'm not gonna have the phone out very much, so this video is probably gonna be real short. But we'll see. Definitely don't want my phone out here getting rained on just to take some videos, but this is what we're doing today. The process goes: winch to one of the several thousand stumps we have, yank it, make hole, use little hatchet to knock the dirt off, and then use the rake to pull the dirt back in the hole. When you're done, you end up with a loose covered hole. Now, is it gonna sink a little bit? Yeah, sure. But it's better than those dumb trees here. These things, I don't even know what they're called. But when we had the property marked out, these things are like weeds. They're all connected. And so we basically bought 4 acres of weed. You know, it all looks like this junk. And we got to get it cleared out, because we don't even know how big our 4 acres is yet. And before we can start building, we have to submit a site plan. Now let me back that up. We know exactly how big it is. We have measurements and a site, a plot. But what we don't know is where we physically want to put stuff. We have an idea. But it's changed about 4 times, because this side of the property, when we first bought it, you couldn't even get where I was standing. This whole property line looked like this. Okay, and we've just been clearing it by hand. Matter of fact, I put that marker there. We had cut all this stuff down so we could see through there to the other corner markers from corner to corner, and you can't hardly see jack nor squat of them anymore. And that's in a year and a half. It's grown that much, and it was like that. So we're starting on this end of the property, and we're going to clear all the way to, I say the edge, but we got a ditch back here, so we're going to stop at the edge of the ditch, which is another 25 feet back. And there's a couple big trees in there that might stay. So that's what we do. I usually spend Saturdays out here doing this so that I can have Sunday fun day. My wife has chosen Sunday to do her chores, and so I use Sunday to work on cars, whether it be daily drivers and maintenance and stuff or whatnot. And then, of course, after work, it's a work day, so I just stop on my way home and work on the trucks a little bit. But that's what we got going on today. I'll try not to bore y'all too much too long. Keep it short and sweet, and we'll hop back with a progress when we stop. This weather is just making things not so much fun. Oh wow, you can see it in the screen too. It's fairly consistent rain that was supposed to stop about 3 hours ago. Oh well. But we're good. Whole trail duster's still here pulling yank duty. So we'll get this cleared up as much as we can. Fill at least 2 more of these straps. Get a couple more pulls of branches and try to get the truck bed full of stumps before we call it a day. Because like I said, I'm 95% sure I'm losing tomorrow. We kind of knew that was coming. So losing, not so much. Having to go back and be an adult, that one. So I'm gonna keep cranking, see how far we get. I'm telling you, man, you don't know how much 4 acres is. We were trying to get 5 originally when we got married. But no one tells you how much 4 acres is until you're trying to manually clear it. My God. But this shed gives me so much false confidence into thinking that I can actually build our house by myself. In no way is that actually gonna happen. I'm smart enough to know that if I can get the bank to approve me, I'm just gonna pay the professionals, man. Screw that. Trail dusters are getting a little warm and wore out, so we're gonna come over here and call up the B string. See what she'll do. Oh no, the ABS isn't working. I'm actually more worried about how accurate the fuel gauge is. We're gonna start off small and simple and just go after a cluster of vines, see how it does. That didn't do shit. All right, let's try something else. So I'm pretty sure the problem is the strap, because it's cinching around and then it's just sliding off. So it's either trial by fire, which I'm down with. We wrap that around that big trunk there. That's what I mean by big trunk. And see if it can get enough bite to at least pull it up and out. Because it's getting close to tight and then it's sliding off. I mean, we can try the double wrap. I just don't know if that's gonna do any better, and it's gonna put the truck way closer. I'm gonna call that a complete fail. I mean, the stump's out, I guess. But that is so much work compared to just wrapping a cable on it and yanking. We're just gonna have to let that thing cool down and use it in between heat cycles, I guess. It is what it is. So, I mean, we made good progress. Over here, I can see the property marker now. She's running to get off camera. Look at her. She's hiding. Anyway, this weather is actually not helping us at all. Pathfinder works fine as a trail toy. Kind of weak sauce as a stump puller. But I actually blame the strap more than anything. It's just sliding off everything because everything's wet and slick. And, you know, what we're pulling, these don't even have bark. So this bunches up and just peels off. And it's not good. So, yeah. This is what we do when we're not working on cars. Super fun. So, we're still plugging away, but you can see the property marker right there. Which I haven't been able to stand anywhere on the property except within about a foot of that thing and be able to see it. So we're gonna call progress. This thing, I just need to get a radiator for it and then put a hot battery in it, double check fluids, and put it back in service, because I'm kicking my own butt the way I'm doing it right now. I did find out why I keep getting the wrong radiator, which is a little fact I'll drop for you guys at the end of this video. We'll keep it car real quick. So that radiator is standard equipment. Knew that. Everything on it's standard equipment. So every radiator I ordered, and that a friend of mine ordered while this was his, would actually slide right through the opening here. they weren't big enough. I even have one of those units back here. That's a brand new radiator. So what's going on is these things came factory with a 22-inch core. If you had air conditioning, which this truck does not, or you opted for the heavy-duty cooling package, which apparently this truck has, you got a 26-inch core radiator, but it was not standard equipment. So most parts houses and most aftermarket companies don't list it. So with this new knowledge, I've found several options. We're gonna shop through them and try to pick one. If we could find a brass one, that'd be sweet. But at this point in life, I just want this thing running again. I miss driving it. Put it in adventure mode and roll. So we're gonna try that here in the next month or two, get this thing fixed. But I honestly have a couple other things I need to do before that. I gotta get the red truck, that old girl, needs tires and brakes before I go back up north to get that last car from up there. I gotta get that S10 Blazer, and I gotta pick up a four-wheeler now, which will come handy here. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today. The weather sucks. I'm not sure what we're gonna keep doing, but progress is progress. It doesn't look like much. I don't even know if you guys can tell, but yeah, I'm gonna call it today. I appreciate y'all watching. I promise we'll get back to cars next week. Videos are gonna start dropping every couple of days rather than one a day. That's just because I only have so many hours in the day where I don't work for somebody else. While I'm at work, that job gets the attention, not YouTube. So we will see you guys sometime next week. I might drop a couple shorts tomorrow, but overall it's going to go to a couple videos a week. But if you guys could leave me comments if you want to see more of this stuff, if you like certain things on the cars, if there's anything you want to learn or have questions about. I'm thinking about, there's a couple hundred of you now, I'm thinking of setting up a Q&A live session at some point. We'll hang out in the shop and, you know, BS, drink coffee, and talk cars. So if you're into that, drop a comment, let me know, and we'll roll. Appreciate y'all watching this far. Drop a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't. We'll carry on. Thank you.